Hello and welcome to iRacing in VR Live. We are at Spa-Francorchamps in the VRS GT Sprint. Oh, there's another BMW. How about that? So 40 minutes, GT3 cars only, around Spa. I'm in, as you can see, the BMW Z4 GT3. Ferraris, Mercs, Audis. I think there's possibly one or two McLarens. I've gone with the BMW. It seems to be
the air
okay.
temp is 18 Celsius, 14th.
There's 16 races. I'm 14th, didn't bother qualifying. Not 100% confident with the car. There's going to be a pit stop at some point. It's a very pretty Ferrari. So we've got a rolling start coming down towards the bus stop. Watch out, Jesus. So he's a Merc. Got another Beamer behind me. Raced in the Merc a couple of days ago. And the bloke really behind me has just disappeared altogether. I don't know where he is. Oh, there he is, okay. He's got blinky trouble, so have to watch out for that. Not really convinced by the braking of this BMW.
Go, go, go.
Let's just see how we go. That's it, mate.
He's on your right. Clear on the right.
What is?
On your left. Clear on the left.
Mate, you got to stop. Oh. So there's me hoping for an incident-free race. And good old Klaus has put an end to that already. So I've only got, actually, 1x out of that. I thought that'd be a 4x minimum. But no, it's tiny contact. That's just typical. Anyway.
Okay, Matt, you're gaining on the guy in front. The gap is 6.0 seconds.
Yeah, well, let's see how we do. Well, not an ideal start. First corner, issues as normal. Luckily the damage isn't going to be too serious. Purely really cosmetic at that speed. But it's not what you want to start a race. First he just pulls across the front of you. Then he turns into you. I'm sure if he's got a spotter working, he's going to say car right. This guy in the other BMW doesn't look particularly tasty, so we might be able to get past him fairly quickly. I didn't actually hear a word of what Gerald said there, but he's letting me past. It's very kind. Just a little bit lift here. This car has got a little bit of understeer to it, so some of the faster corners just got to watch that I don't go plowing into a wall. So Gerald is now my buffer to Klaus. I'm back in 14th where I started. We've got a little bit to make up.
Garner.
How fast are you? 9 seconds. Still, it's a 40-minute race, so
the gap behind is now 4.7.
Klaus has dropped right off. Never know, there might be some incidents ahead which are going to slow everybody down. Or they get a bit close and start to battle, that will slow them down. We'll get there.
We think P5 has binned it in. Who on?
There we go. P5 going off.
Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate.
Somebody's gone off here. There he goes. Oh, it's the orange Merc. He was a bit reckless in the rolling start. See what he does. That's Guillaume Castro.
The leader has just done a 2:17.85.
Yeah, we're not going to match that at all. Especially with a car with massive understeer and brakes of sponge. Oh, but everybody's not too far away. This is alright. 5 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds.
B13, that was a 2:21.61. Sectors 1 and 2 are 1.6 seconds off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.8 off the pace.
So the understeer means I'm not able to go flat out through that corner.
The gap to Castro behind is now 3.7.
It's not a firm marker, but
okay, Matt, you're reeling. Garner in. The gap is now 3.3 seconds. You're slower than us through Les Coubes.
But the Mercedes is a favoured car for a lot of beginners because it just does a lot of things well and it is fast. The understeer here is very noticeable. Looks like on the Mercedes. Try and get as few incident points as possible. Try and avoid any off tracks.
The leader has just done a 2:17.29.
That's fast.
Yellow flag, caution.
Okay, another one down. I'm going into the pits, he's going to have to pit twice.
Right side, clear on the right.
We've got Scott in front.
10th position.
Yeah, I'm on the horizon behind.
You're reeling. Garner in. The gap is right side. Hold your line. We are clear on the right
side.
Nicely done.
Oh. Off track, off track, off track.
Alright Matt, our refuelling window will open after 23 minutes and closes after 32 minutes.
So I've got a slowdown, but luckily because I've gone off the track, it knows that my speed is lower, has to be because I'm off track. So when I come back on the track, my speed for that portion of the track is lower than normal, which means...
The gap to Ghana behind is increasing, it's now 2.6.
Which means that the off-track penalty counts down, even though I'm actually got my foot hard on the accelerator, because the car is going through the same section at a lower speed than I normally would. The game sort of thinks that I've slowed down. Some off-track penalties can be a bit strange. Anyway, that would have given me another 1x at least. But I'm glad that that initial collision at the start didn't give me anything. Cars on the horizon. Ryan Bell.
Come on man, keep pushing. P9.
I want as few incident points as possible to get my safety rating a little bit higher. I did a global Mazda MX-5 race before this. And I had 0 incident points till the last lap when a guy shunted into the back of me, gave me 4 points and then disqualified himself. That was clever.
The gap to Bell ahead is increasing, it's now 11 seconds.
Okay, we've got pit stops coming up after about 20 minutes. And the distance to him and the guy in front of him is only 3 seconds, so that's going to slow someone down.
The gap to Castro behind is now 6.0.
Section's a bit of a pain if you've got understeer fanniers, but it's a good overtaking spot, fanniers. I've had 2 races
the next
there.
car is Bell.
Well, I stayed on the outside going to the first corner, then you cut back in, it gives you the inside line. A much slower second half of that corner, so it's a really good spot to overtake. Similar position to the last lap, just at the end of the track going around the corner.
Place. Sectors 1 and 3 are 1.3 seconds off the pace. Sector 2 is 1.2 off the pace.
This isn't too bad, it's not a massive field. There were originally 30 entrants. 32, 33 entrants, something like that. So it decided...
Bell ahead is now 11 seconds.
He decided to split the group. Would have been much better if we had 30 races here. Quite a decent car to drive this, but I'll be honest, considering BMW tout themselves as the ultimate driving machine, it's a little bit boring. Doesn't sound amazing. Doesn't really look amazing. It's a Z4. It's quite an old design. It's not lightning fast, and the brakes aren't razor sharp, so it's a little bit underwhelming to drive this car, but it's serving its purpose at the moment.
The gap to Castro behind is now 6.7 seconds.
It's certainly not as exciting as the GT cars to drive, or definitely not as the LMP ones. Just sounds like I'm on a slightly more powerful lawnmower.
That lap time was 2:21.19.
So if it's a 40-minute race, it's going to be about 18 laps. Doing my quick and useless arithmetic in my head. Okay, that's now 9 seconds, so he's obviously...
The gap to Bell ahead is increasing. It's now
had a problem,
13 seconds.
Probably at the bus stop. One thing I need to work on with my driving style is the engine braking. Just letting the compression of the engine slow me down.
Behind is increasing. It's now 9.4 seconds.
I'm just either accelerate or brake. I don't like corners like this. I'm not very good at just coasting around, maintaining a speed. Okay, it's over 10 seconds, nearly 11 seconds now to Guillaume, so that's not a problem. So again, I'm stuck in the middle with a 20-second space on the track. Broke just a little bit late there, but luckily the gears slowed me down. Weinbell's eking out about half a second a lap.
You've used half your fuel.
Oh, I haven't done
Looking all right here. Keep your concentration nice and smooth. You've just done a 2:20.66. That's your fastest lap today. Sector 3 is 1.3 seconds off the pace.
I haven't done any of my pit
Gap
stop
to Bell ahead is increasing. It's now 14 seconds.
Try and do my pit stop adjustments on the move here. I totally forgot to do it pre-race, so I don't want to have an unnecessarily long pit stop by having all my tyres done. It's really awkward. I'm going to take my eyes off the road.
gap to Castro behind is now 11 seconds.
Somehow I seem to be even further away. Perhaps he's really struggling with the bus stop. He seems to be dropping a couple of seconds here and there quite frequently. And I'm certainly not lapping as fast as I could be. Okay, that's that taken care of. Next lap, take care of the fuel.
P8, that lap was a 222.30.
Will do. A bit of a wobble from the back wheels there.
Okay Matt, half distance. We estimate 13 minutes of fuel left. The gap to Castro behind is now 12 seconds.
Good grief. I'm going around a track, driving with one hand, operating a keyboard to change my fuel and my tyres when I come into the pits, and the guy behind is still losing time. Right, let's concentrate on driving again now and see what happens. I'm in third. So I'm not in the proper gear to start with, that's why I'm at. Right, head down. Let's get back on it. Probably going to be unless anybody has some sort of accident, this is probably where I'm going to finish in 8th.
The lap time was at 222.66.
Started in what, 16th? 14th, 16th, something like that. So that's okay. We'll have made up places.
Has increased to 18 seconds.
Okay, a little bit of radio traffic, but that one of them was the guy who's letting everybody past, so I don't think anyone's made a mistake.
Castro is closing you down. The gap has come down to 14 seconds. It's faster than you into La Source.
14 seconds. It's doubled in the last 3 laps. I mean, the thing about BMW, I said it's quite boring, I said it's not very exciting. But I am, as usual, I'm running a special setup for this race, courtesy of the team at craigsetups.co.uk. And if Guillaume behind me is not running a setup on his Merc, he has no chance of catching. Really has no chance. Unless I crash, or my engine blows up or something, or I just decide to stop and walk off. And I found out, certainly for the last 2 full seasons that I did, that if you're running a stock setup, you are going to spend most of your time at the back.
Got 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
There's a car in the front, but these are all laps down, so it doesn't really matter.
That was 2:21.43.
.6 is my fastest. So I imagine it was probably my smoothest. And Gerald Heffley's gone.
Casper in. The gap's now 13 seconds.
The guy at the back was that everybody passed is disconnected. Perhaps he had connection issues, although it didn't say that he was kicked by the server. It just said disconnected, so I don't know. That's a shame. Not everybody is here to try and win divisional titles or stuff like that. Some people are just here to have a bit of a race, enjoy themselves. I sort of fall into that bracket. Is that a Ferrari or McLaren? It's a Ferrari. Don't stop there, buddy.
Got a car on your right side. Right side's clear.
Thank you. It's very nice of Klaus. Even though it's the guy that took me off of the first corner, he's recognised that I'm a lap up, so he needs to let me pass.
The car ahead's pitting. Okay, Matt, there's a car exiting the pits, heads up. The gap to Castro behind is increasing. It's now 17 seconds. P7, Castro has been disqualified.
Unlucky. So he's obviously had too many off tracks. He's gone, so I don't have to worry about him. Patrick behind me, but I've yet to pit, so it's not going to be a problem for Patrick. He's going to get his place back.
The gap in front has increased. It's now about 13 seconds.
So I'm going to come in at the end of the next lap, thereabouts.
Lead car's pitting.
Just concentrate on consistency. Keep it on the track. Fuel is going to be perfectly adequate to finish the race. So I'll come in at the end of the next lap.
The gap behind is now 14 seconds. Okay, Matt, 5 minutes of fuel remaining. 5 minutes. Sector 1 is 1.4 seconds off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace. You're a second down in Sector 3. Yellow flag, watch out.
What's happened?
Very little fuel left. Hit this lap, in this lap.
Michael behind. Michael, I'm pitting this lap, buddy. Michael's going to try furiously to get up to me, but to be honest, he doesn't need to because I'm coming in. Oh, come on, turn. This car just doesn't feel very capable of getting around this circuit quickly. The thing is, with Craig's setups, is they didn't post the lap times of all the cars. Just about half of them, so I didn't have a lot to go on. I didn't have a lot of time to...
The gap behind is now 1.3 seconds.
To do my own testing. To see which one was fastest. I've purely gone for who they listed as being the quickest car, which of the times they had posted was the BMW, but I'm imagining the Mercedes is probably quite rapid around here, and as it's a bumpy track, the Ferrari is excellent at bumpy tracks. Pit limiter on.
Look out for the pit speed limit.
Where am I? There's my boy. Do your worst. Okay. No optional repairs, so my car's not carrying damage at all. That's good to know. Three Ferraris in the pits.
All clear on pit exit, you can push now.
House is back in the pits. So heavier car. It's going to handle a little bit differently for the next few laps. I'm in 7th. Sort of discovered, which is quite interesting, and it's about the black rubber line that goes around the track. Is typically the black rubber line will be the outside wheel of the car to the corner. So you don't want to place your car right on top of it. If you're turning left, you want to put your right wheel on it, and if you're turning right, you want to put your left wheel on it. Because that is where all the weight of the car is. That's what's putting the most rubber down. But previously everybody just drives straight over the top of it, but actually it's an outer edge, not a central guide. So here I'm drifting well over it. It's a pretty good guide as well to how much of the corner you can cut before you're deemed as cutting a corner completely or going off track. So the race leaders are about half a lap away. Shouldn't be a problem seeing those for the end of the race, but it could be quite lonely otherwise. Again, car a little bit heavy, a little bit longer to stop there. Apply a little bit more pressure to the brakes than I normally do.
8th place.
A little bit of back end slide as we exit that. Patrick is 23 seconds ahead. Not going to catch him unless he has a problem, but he won't because his next vehicle that he's racing is Ryan, who's 37 seconds ahead of me. So this is pretty much going to be it now to the next end of the race. But what we're on, lap 12, lap 15. So we haven't got many laps left. 3 or 4 to go. In terms of productivity, this race has been pretty good. In terms of excitement to watch, it probably isn't. But there you go, you can't guarantee excitement before every race. But productivity wise, I'm gaining 6 spots in a GT3 race. That would be pretty good for the iRacing. And I'm also, I think I'm just carrying 2x at the moment. So if I can keep it at 2x for the duration of the race, I'll be very happy with that. Plus I get my race participation bonus. Another week in the books. I won't be doing IMSA this week because they're at Pocono. No, not Pocono, Sonoma. Not keen on Sonoma. It's a very dry, very dusty track, a little bit like Laguna Seca, it's in a desert. It's just not conducive to adhesion on the road.
Your last lap time was at 2:21.68.
Close to a 1x there, but that's alright. Managed to keep it on the track. So this is riding both curbs to get through, and this one is riding the curbs slightly to get through. It really does help if you know about which tyre is supposed to be on that black line. This is glued to the inside. Ride the inside, drift out. So at least if you get the line right, then you can build the speed up on each lap until you find the balance of speed and grip that you're happy with for the car. And then when you find the balance of speed and grip that you're happy with, that's going to be your optimum lap. And if you can just be consistent with those, you'll be alright. So the next season of iRacing starts the first week of December. Tuesday the 4th. Be interesting to see what they're going to release. I know they've got a couple new tracks coming out. But I really want to see the new damage model. So I'm hoping it will encourage or force a lot of drivers just to be a little bit more careful and respectful about their space. If their car is going to suffer more serious and often terminal damage by taking the risks they currently take, which normally might just bend a wing or something, it means that the races are pretty clean as they are at the moment, but they could always do with getting a little bit cleaner. So Patrick has taken Ryan. They're tussling. Their speed's going to come down, but not sufficient enough for me to catch them over the next 5 laps. But you never know, maybe one of them's going to misjudge something, especially as we get to the end of the race and take the other one off. Top 10 finish for VRS GT Sprint's good for me, even if there's a fairly medium to low field to start with. You've still got to get up there. My last race in the VRS GT Sprint, I've got a top 10 place, so this will be 2 in a row. Pretty quiet on the radio and crew chief front. Can get very lonely sometimes when you're in the middle of a big gap. You just have to keep your concentration. Luckily Spa's really good track. Oh, is that a white flag? Yes, last lap.
There's a car leaving the pit lane.
It's Ryan Bell.
1 more lap to go. Sector 1 is 1.5 seconds off the pace. Sector 2 is 1.3 seconds off the pace. Sector 3 is 1.4 off the pace.
So Ryan's come out behind me. He's less than a second, so that means he's going to be pushing me for this spot. Could be suffered damage. Oh well, I never. There's somebody to look at. But unfortunately, he's in my mirror, which means I'm now going to drive like a complete idiot. Oh, he's gone very wide there, very wide. So if I can just hold him off, get into the next straight. It could be okay. But I don't know how fast his car is. He's obviously quite a quick driver because he was pulling out time on me lap after lap after lap, so...
Incident in La Source. We think it might be Ghana.
Let's get up to top speed. Try not to let the Merc catch up. Easy does it through the bus stop. Looks like I've snatched 7th.
I think P6 has binned it in La Source. P7. Okay, it's over. Good drive.
Well, how about that? Gained a place on the last lap, courtesy of Ryan coming out of the pits. So that was fortunate. Let's just have a look then at the final results. It actually worked out quite well in the end, considering I had to drive for 3 or 4 laps, with one hand on the wheel and one hand on the keyboard, changing the thing. So, yep, just 2x was the lowest total of the whole race. There's Gerard. Oh, Gerard's disqualified. Ah, bless him. And Guillaume disqualified. Ertan almost disqualified. 3rd place was running it a bit fine, Aikida. But so there we go. So 2 incident points. Let's get the final results then. So started 14th, finished 7th. Is that the biggest gain? Top 6 are pretty much as they were from the grid. So yeah, so it's a 7th place gain with 2 incident points. You've got to be happy with that at the end. Not massively spectacular, but it's got the job done. So anyway, if you've been watching live, or if you've watched the rerun, thanks for your attention. I appreciate there's a lot of things out there on YouTube to watch, so thanks for spending a bit of time. And I'll see you again next time.